Today, we're going to fix this rear tire using a screw. Hey friends, I'm David York here at the York Way, and you heard me right. We're going to stick a screw in this tire so we can fix it and patch it. This is actually my personal Indian Roadmaster, and I've got something in the rear tire. I don't know if it's a screw or a nail, but we're going to find out together here in just a minute. The short story is I was going out to lunch a few days ago. I didn't even make it out of the driveway before the TPMS light went off, telling me I had like 18 PSI in the rear tire, which I knew it wasn't a low tire because I keep up with my tire pressures really well. So I knew I had something in it, flipped around, brought it back home, checked it out, saw there was something in it. And I thought, okay, this will be a great test to try out this little guy right here. This is a screw that has tire sealant on it. And you run this in your tire to just like you would a tire plug, and you use basically a number 2 screwdriver to drive it into your tire. These things come in a couple of different sizes, so whenever we pull out whatever's in the tire, we're going to pick the appropriate size to put back in it. And what I really like about this, if this works well, is these come in little plastic individual packs, and they're really small, so you know, motorcycle space is at a premium. So being small like that, we can throw a handful of these on the bike with a number 2 screwdriver and some kind of pliers or whatever to pull out whatever we get stuck in our tire. Pull that out, number 2 screwdriver, run that in, pull your little air compressor out of your bag, air up your tire, and keep riding. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to use this bike as a test. I've taken to affectionately calling this bike the Mule because I pretty much test everything on it. Before I try to do anything on customer bikes, I try to test it out on here. Plus, I kind of ride it like that. But yeah, so I'm going to grab the camera. We're going to reset it up here on the tire, and we're going to pull this metal thing out of the tire together and fix it. All right, whatever's in this tire is right here in this yellow circle, and we're gonna first try some side cutters and see if that will let us get in there and get a good bite on it and pull it out. If that doesn't work, we'll try something else. This might be a screw. I'll speed this video up and then leave it in so you can see that it took about 3 minutes of real time and a variety of tools to get this debris out of the tire. But what I found out later on a different tire for a friend of mine is that it was much easier to take a blade and trim around the debris that's stuck in the tire. And by removing a little bit of the rubber around it, you could get pliers straight onto it and get the debris out of the tire. All right, looks like it's going to be some kind of a screw. If we can get a bite on it, turn and pull and get it to come on out. This is a little bit of a battle. Would not be fun on the side of the road. All right. Quite the screw that was in there. Some kind of a construction style screw. Now, since that's a fairly narrow shank screw, we are going to use the smaller of our repair screws with a good number 2 screwdriver. Simply going to run it right back in that hole. I'm gonna countersink it just a little bit. We have a good bit of meat in the tread right there. This was a good candidate for a tire replacement because we do a tread depth check. We still got 5/32 tread right there. What we're going to do at this point is air it up. All right, 42.5. Let's grab us a little soap, a little soapy water, and see if it's leaking. And I don't see any leaks there. We see all the bubbles congregating to that one spot, but I don't see them growing. All right, it's getting ready to thunderstorm here today, so we're done for today. Next chance I get, probably tomorrow, we're gonna get it out, ride it a little bit, and then get us a couple 100 miles on it. We'll do another video and report back what we find after we get some miles on it and see how it does. All right, we're back after 3 weeks to wrap up this video on this tire repair screw that we put in this rear tire on my personal Indian Roadmaster. And I'm happy to report that after 320 miles, we have not lost any air pressure out of this tire, not 1 PSI. I've ridden this bike in ambient temperatures from 50 to 80 degrees, and we did about 150 of those miles in one day. The rest of the mileage just spread out over a variety of other days, going to lunch, running errands, and things like that. So the tire's been heat cycled several times, and we're not losing any air pressure. So to wrap up with my own personal thoughts on this, I'll start with, I've already taken out all of the other tire repair stuff I had in my saddlebags and replaced it with these little tire repair screws. A couple of these guys, a number 2 screwdriver, and a little mini air compressor. And I can fix my tire on the side of the road and get back home safely far faster and far cheaper than if I'm waiting for a buddy to come get me or calling a tow truck. So in that regard, as a roadside repair, this is outstanding. As a permanent repair, I don't know. I doubt it's even being marketed that way, nor do I think I would try to push it that way. But is it a roadside repair that can last longer than a temporary repair? Probably. I mean, again, we've already gone 3 weeks, 320 miles. I'm going to leave it in because now I want to know how much longer and how much further I can go with it in there so I can get that data point for myself. Now, in full disclosure, I bought these with my own money. I'm not sponsored. When I decided to do this, I was literally out to lunch one day and I was like, oh yeah, this is a good sample case for us to get these little screws and try them out. And so I pulled my phone out, went to Amazon, searched for it, bought the first thing that came up. Now, I'll link that in the description so you can see it, and I'm not sponsored in any way, and I'm not necessarily saying you need to go buy this specific one that I bought. Do your own research, get what works for you. But this is something that anybody can do on the side of the road to repair a flat tire and get yourself home. So let me grab this camera off the stand and show you what the screw looks like in the tire. All right, right there in a circle. Here's your screw right here. Not much to see. It's going to look like any other screw that you've had in your tire. It just actually seals the air in. And the key here is having the surface of the screw countersunk just below the tread of the tire. And with that, we'll conclude this video. And remember, you got to bring your Indian motorcycle to the York way to have it serviced the way it was meant to be.